शॉर्ट बॉल पे ये शॉट कौन खेलता है यार? अगर मैं होता ना बस बॉल को देखता और शानदार।
खुद को एक्सपर्ट समझते हो तो खेलो प्लेयर स्पॉट पर लोएस्ट एंट्री फी में।
Joining me is a very, very special guest from Australia. Obviously, someone who we love in India and have celebrated in India for a while. Someone we were really scared of. Last day going into the Brisbane test, the way he opened the second innings and the way he started with the 3 boundaries, we in India were scared. Like I said, joining me from Australia is a very, very special guest, someone who is now almost sort of universally loved in India for everything. You have come a long way since the last 2 years, David Warner, and I'm going to say that on record. The way you have conducted yourself, the way you have appropriated Indian culture, no debate. There is so much to sport beyond winning and losing. There's so much to sport, and that is why it sort of makes so much sense to me that you have agreed to talk to me on one subject today. And I don't want to ask you about the series. That's not my point here. We will talk about it at some other point. But today, my only reason to talk to you is T Natarajan. You know, Nattu has become a cult hero in India, almost a folktale. And you were instrumental during the IPL to groom Nattu and see where he has come today. So my first question to you, David Warner, is Natarajan got a hero's welcome in Salem when he returned home. I mean, you know, chariots were brought out and he was taken as a Raja, as a royal welcome. Yes, I would have loved people with more face masks because that's the order of the day. Having said that, the warmth and the affection for T Natarajan was so visible and it was so good to see because from where he has come, he deserves every bit of it. Your thoughts?
What I'd like to say is Val Tuku Natu. Val Tuku Natu. You're a legend. Absolute legend. I've got so much time for you. You're a great person on and off the field and I love having you in our team. Cheers.
Excellent. The second question that I wanted to ask you, Devi, is you have captained T Natarajan and you have captained him, he played under you for Sunrisers Hyderabad. That's where we really saw the flowering of T Natarajan, and thereafter what has happened is no less than a miracle. So if you could tell me a little bit more about Nattu, who has played under you and will again play under you in the IPL of 2021. So, as his captain, what do you have to say?
Yes, obviously I was fortunate enough to captain Nattu. He's an amazing guy, humble, true gentleman, and what a talent he is. We've just seen a guy who played unbelievable during the IPL, was going on tour with the Indian team as a net bowler, sacrificing being there for his birth of his first child, then making his debut in all forms. What a magnificent achievement. I couldn't be any happier and pleased for him. He performed very, very well. So yeah, I'm very pleased and excited to see what he has to offer this coming IPL as well. He knows what he has to do. He knows how to bowl in certain situations, and I'm really excited.
Clearly, T Natarajan is one of the boys that Sunrisers Hyderabad has retained, and it is so obvious now that he would be retained. So, a thought on what he brings to the table, Nattu? What he brings to the table, because obviously you have him in your plans leading into the IPL of this year, and if anything, he will be a more potent force going into IPL 2021. So your thoughts on that? Yeah,
look, obviously retained at Sunrisers, and I think the way that we used him outside the power play, maybe 1 over in the power play and bowling alongside Rashid Khan in partnership worked very well. I think there was some crazy number of about 80 Yorkers or something he bowled throughout the tournament. It was an exceptional display of death bowling whenever he did come on. I'm extremely excited to see what he can bring this coming season as well. You saw firsthand yesterday the response that his hometown gave him. It was extremely humbling to see. I will say one thing though, it would have been great to see a lot more people wearing face masks, but on the other end, you had a guy there getting a home warm welcoming, and a thorough warm welcoming too, for him and for what he's achieved.
Finally, Davy, the one that I want to ask you, this fellow is actually a dream come true. No access to any kind of facilities or privilege, and he yet, makes it to the top of the ladder, and look where he has come. Absolutely mind-blowing Indian story of dream come true. So tell me a little bit more about Nattu, his work ethic, and what makes him so special. Why or how has he been able to travel this journey? Because you have seen him grow from a boy to a man. And then I know how much it means to you as well. So your thoughts on this fellow's work ethic and how he has progressed from being an IPL cricketer or a first class cricketer to a top level international cricketer. Your thoughts on that?
Yes, look, I think, Nattu, I'm very, very pleased for him. And, as I said in the media previously, to come out here as a net bowler and, turn out to make a debut in all three forms, and also missing the birth of his first child, is a massive achievement to do that in the first place. Obviously, the sacrifice he made to come out here to be a net bowler, and then progress to making his debut is absolutely fantastic and amazing. I'm extremely happy for him, extremely pleased. He's such a nice, humble gentleman, and I just love his work, his passion and his enthusiasm. I think, you've seen someone who, through the IPL, have a great IPL, make the national team through giving an opportunity to come to Australia as a net bowler and then progress, having the experience through the IPL and the performances behind him in the Ranji Trophy and domestic competition to get that go-ahead is absolutely fantastic, and I'm extremely, extremely happy for him.
Thanks, Davy. I know you're with your girls and they are in gymnastics. I know you've got to sort of spend a little bit of family time because this is the time to do so. So I won't take more of your time. At some other point, we will obviously discuss the series and how important it was for test match cricket and a lot more. But for the moment, once again, for taking time out and speaking to me about T Natarajan, thank you very much for joining me.
स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ी किसी भी अपडेट के लिए स्पोर्ट्स तक को सब्सक्राइब करें और हमारे फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम पेज को भी जरूर फॉलो करें।